Hey, mamas, welcome to another episode of Between Us Moms. If you are hearing this, there's a great chance that Hallie is going to go into labor any moment. She is having contractions, but she's so dedicated to this podcast that she wanted to record this episode. So it's going to be a bit of a condensed episode. And moving forward for a month, we are just going to be doing one episode a week so that she can bond with baby. Anyway,
Bond with Bambino.
yeah, bond with that little gem. Hallie, I just need to know, what are your symptoms? How are you feeling? What is going on? Give me the cliff notes.
Okay, well, if you're watching this anywhere, this is about as real as it gets. And I thought about putting on makeup and I was like, no, the whole purpose of this podcast is to keep it like crazy real. So this is a woman who is potentially starting labor. Unclear. When I had Dylan, we induced. So I don't know what it's like to start like a natural labor at home. This is
So
all new
exciting.
territory. I know. So I'm kind of like all day I just had like this gut feeling and
Mm,
like I didn't feel great. Like I had to go lay down for like 2 hours and just check out for a minute because I wasn't feeling myself. Very tired, clearly winded. No wedding ring on because my hands are so
mm.
swollen.
Why we wear the plastic one over here.
I know this is like a last couple
Your
days.
nails are done though. That's a big thing. Look at those
I went
nails.
to I went to, so this is the thing. I had this feeling and I was like, our induction date is the 29th.
Right.
That's been scheduled. I'd be 39 weeks at that point. But last week, I told you guys I was 3 centimeters dilated and 50% effaced. So I've just had this feeling like, but this is going to be different. And I just have
Yeah.
this feeling it's going to be fast. And like, maybe I'll be wrong. We'll see. But today I started having like cramping, very mild,
Mm.
very mild. So I
Like
was like, I
contract.
got to get my nails done.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe you went to the nail salon while you potentially were having contractions because
I know.
isn't cramping really a contraction?
It is, except I think they're supposed to be like, so I started Googling because with Dylan, we did so much research about like labor and delivery. And like we've just been so wrapped up in A, raising a toddler and chasing her around, and B, getting our house together and like redoing this house that like I feel like I haven't really refreshed. So cut to me today having cramps, Googling like, when do you go to the hospital? And it says your cramping should be intense enough that it's hard to talk.
Yeah, you should be in pain. And then I remember my doctor telling us this and my sister going through this. It's like your contractions, you should be timing them. And when
Yes.
they're like 1 minute apart, essentially, is when you go in.
So, and you should tell your sister this too. Well, she has a doctor who I'm sure will give her a whole plan, but because it's the second labors tend to move a lot faster.
Oh.
So based on how dilated you are and like all of that, it's actually a lot faster. So my doctor said usually it's if your contractions are 5 minutes apart, last 1 minute.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So my doctor said because last week I was already dilating, like you can get an epidural, like, usually they suggest you're 4 centimeters, you can get your epidural. I'm like, great. I'm gonna walk in that door and be like, juice me up, coach. Like I am ready.
Yeah.
But because I'm so dilated, and I also we want tested positive for strep B, so I have to do that whole antibiotic
Oh,
thing.
which means you have to be there for induction early, right?
Yeah, usually just means like you don't want to wait until it's too late because you really want to get the antibiotics going.
Okay.
um, Nothing makes me feel dirtier than
No,
a strep B
it's very
positive.
common, right? Like, did
It
you have it with your
is.
first with Dylan?
Yes.
Oh, you
And I was
did.
like, yeah. And it's a bacteria and it's like in your lady business. So I'm glad this is now out there publicly. But Bummer for me.
It's the antibiotics because it's like a whole other step that has to be done.
And it's like immediately when you check in. So
Yeah,
because of those factors, um, she told me if they're 10 minutes apart, oh, it's one, okay, for 10 minutes apart for 1 hour.
go in.
Yeah. And she said, don't worry about them lasting a minute. She said that part, don't worry about that. But
Okay.
if they're like consistent. So anyway, they have kind of been like I got everyone on the phone, like my in-laws, my mom, my dad, because we have a whole game plan. And I got everyone on the phone. I was like, listen, I'm having mild cramping. It's kind of chaotic and not super patterned. So I don't know, but just be ready for the call.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm so excited for you. And I also love that you and my sister are simultaneously literally having babies because she also has been having contractions today and she
sister,
lost, I mean, I hope she doesn't, murder me for this, but she lost the mucus plug already.
good times.
And so you guys are just, I'm so curious if you'll make it to the dates because she is scheduled for her delivery one day before yours, but you guys have the same due date.
That's so
So
crazy.
isn't that so wild? Like,
Yeah.
what are the chances? I
We
guess,
conceived on the same day.
yeah,
Well, mine was IVF, but
but
in
still,
theory,
yeah, still. I think it's so exciting. So,
so much to celebrate.
ah,
Well,
what a
Kelsey, if you're
time.
listening, my sister in pregnancy, I hope it goes so smooth for you and can't wait to hear your birth story. It's such a cool thing, right? Like we house this little person for 9 months and then it's like you just have it's like one of the last things left in life that's so beautiful that we have no control over, that you just kind of have to wait. Like in
Yeah.
this like instant gratification culture, I really love things like that. It's why we didn't find out Dylan's gender until her birth, because we just thought like, what a cool thing to wait on. So yeah, but this is crazy.
Yeah,
It
it
feels
is.
very different than Dylan.
I love that you brought up that point. Like it's out of our control because on our end, our pregnancy is a bit high risk. And my
Mhm.
doctor, I've been having like a lot of anxiety about it. And every time I see her, I actually have my glucose appointment this week. But I'm just like, I'm so stressed out. And she's like, why? It's
Right,
out of your control. There is nothing you can do. What's going to happen is going to happen. And same with like your delivery, your birth. It's like, what's going to happen is going to happen.
right.
And it's one of the few things in life that we do get to be surprised by and that we
Mhm.
can't control. And I know that that's really hard for both of us because we do like to control situations
Girl.
and
Yes.
and know the outcomes and know, what's around the corner and it's
What
you know
makes us good producers.
yes, it's all of our producing and we can't produce this.
Yes, I know. And what I love it so much for you because you're the queen of, as we know, swooping into the comments, going down the Reddit rabbit hole. And like, if there is a factoid to know,
I know.
Katie Krause Mork is going to know it.
And
So
in here
it's
it
a good
doesn't
practice
matter.
for us.
It is because it's like it doesn't matter how many other people's stories you read or how many other facts you read or scenarios. It's just you don't know. And
Mhm.
so I'm so excited for you. You did a few minutes before we hit record showed me something that I need you to show the people
Oh, what?
because my mind was blown. You had this pad in
Oh,
case your
yeah.
water breaks. Did everybody else know about this except for me?
So if you are tuning in on social media or YouTube, meet my geriatric pee the bed pad, but it's just in case my water breaks, to protect our mattress and or couch wherever I'm sleeping. So yeah.
Genius. So we do have a mattress protector on our mattress, but when I tell you that I would be so devastated if my water broke and ruined our mattress, I mean, I have told Jason numerous times that my favorite place in our home is in our bed.
Yeah.
It is something. I don't know why it's so comfortable to me, but it's just like it's my piece of heaven. And I would be absolutely devastated if my water broke and ruined our mattress. And so I'm so glad you showed me that because I have never heard of that. That makes so much sense.
Shout out to my doctor in LA because she was the one who was like, "You're kind of at that point where you might want to consider getting a mattress protector." And I'm like, "What? That's actually so." And the truth is, the odds of your water breaking are actually very, very low. Like that rarely happens, but it happened to my sister in bed. Like
Right.
it does happen. And I don't know what's in amniotic fluid. Like I'm just,
Yeah, we don't know what that could do to a mattress. My
yeah, protect
sister-in-law,
my
her water.
Casper at all costs, you know?
Totally. Totally, totally. My sister-in-law's water did break at home, but mine, my first delivery, the doctor actually had to go in and break it with her finger, and it was,
Wait, was it they use a hook? I thought it was like
or
a
maybe it
knitting
was a
hook.
hook. I don't know what it was. I
Did
mean,
it
I couldn't
hurt?
see. It didn't hurt. It just kind of felt uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And it wasn't my actual OB because it was in the middle of the night. It was like 3:30 a.m. or whatever. And I was having contractions and I think I had had the epidural at this point and but I my water wasn't broken. It was just a confuse I don't know. Things just didn't go as planned as I've talked about numerous times here. And so they had to manually break my water. I do remember a sense of relief.
Mm.
Like when the fluid just is out of you for some reason, I felt like instantly like a little bit just like lighter and better. Do you remember that?
Mine was wild because so I think I've said before, our labor and delivery with Dylan was beautiful.
Yeah.
There was one scary moment, and it happened because it went Pitocin, which was my contractions. It was just one lengthy contraction. I never had the relief.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as I got to 4 centimeters, I was like, I'm done being a hero. Like, give me the epidural.
Yeah.
Before I went in, I was like, I'm going to see how long I can go. Maybe I'll do natural, maybe not. Ended up doing the epidural. So it's Pitocin, epidural. My water broke immediately after.
Okay.
And when all of those things combined, put Dylan's heart rate kind of, she was in distress a little bit. So they pressed that like all hands on deck button. 900 people rushed in the room. I think I've talked about this, got me on all fours, butthole exposed in the air to pull her out of the birth canal. Very humbling moment.
Wait, you gave birth on all fours?
No, no, no. So that was
Oh,
just to get her
okay.
because the stress of her sliding into my birth canal after all that,
Got it. I
her
was like,
heart
wait,
rate
I
was
don't remember.
dropping.
Okay, okay.
So they're telling us it may need to be an emergency C-section if this doesn't get her heart rate back up.
Hmm.
They're like, if it doesn't work in 30 seconds, we're wheeling you down to the OR and you'll meet your baby in a minute. So thankfully it worked. Everyone left and everything was fine after that. They just monitored her heart rate a little closer and then they had like a pediatric something in the room when she was born.
Okay.
But I remember my water gushing and I was on my side and everyone was surprised, me, Andrew, and the nurse, because it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I
Yeah.
remember it was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of water in there. There's a lot of fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
My
a long-winded way of saying it's a lot, and when it's out, it feels good.
I had minor polyhydramnios for the first one.
What's
So
that?
it's like when you have a little bit of excess fluid. It wasn't a lot
Oh.
by any means. It was just enough. It was minor. The doctor
Mhm.
wasn't concerned about it, but I was. So I felt like I don't know if that also contributed to the sense of relief when they broke my waters because there was like also there was a lot of fluid in me.
Yeah. Do you have that this time? At what point did you know you had that?
I think we knew around 30-ish weeks, so we don't know yet. It's interesting. I don't feel like I have it this time. I felt with the other one, like, I was just retaining so much fluid. And this one,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. What am I? I'm going to be 26, 27 weeks,
I
26.
can't believe that. Does it feel fast to you or no?
Yes. This one
Yeah.
feels drastically different. It's like and quicker. And especially when you count backwards and you realize, wait, there's only like 3 months left.
Right.
Wild.
Can I make a suggestion to you?
Please.
Kaya's gonna walk any day.
Oh, I know. We've been practicing.
I know. I saw. And her first birthday's coming up. It's coming. Get anything you can get done for
Now,
baby prep done right now because the second she starts walking and you're going to be in third trimester.
I know in 2 weeks, third
I
trimester.
know. I just want to this is me loving you telling you do it now cuz it's exhausting. It's a whole other level that
Yeah,
you will look back on these days and be like, "Wow, that was like
that was a
real easy."
marathon. I'm so grateful because Jason's parents called this week and they were like, "Hey, we're going to come up on Sunday and watch Kaya so you guys can have the day."
Oh,
Talk about the nicest in-laws of all time. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, we have so much to get done. Like I want to get her coming home outfit and we want to finish
Mhm.
getting her room ready and just little errands and stuff that you have to do. So I thought that was really nice. So we're going to try and get a lot done this weekend for the new baby and also for Kaya's birthday. We're going to DIY
Good.
a lot of fun things. If anyone hears that ding coming through, that's Jason telling me he's completed his crossword puzzle in the other
God, you guys are dorks.
room.
You're such dorks. I love it.
Wow, we are.
But let's call a
um,
spade a spade.
yeah. As we wrap up this little mini episode, this is probably the last podcast that we're going to be doing before your little one arrives.
Mhm.
Is there anything on your heart that you feel like you want to share, or is there anything that that you want to put into the universe or
Mm.
manifest in terms of the birth and the delivery and also, in terms of Dylan and how she's gonna handle having a baby sister come
Yeah.
home?
So I'm already crying just listening to you talk about it
Oh, you
because
make me cry. Are we weird?
yeah, we are. Well, this is just motherhood, right? I
Yeah.
did see something that said like if you're extra emotional, that's a sign labor's coming. Um, oh, it's gonna be hard for me to even say it. And I think you'll feel this when, you know, the days are like dwindling down. It's so crazy to think about. Like, I remember being like, we're going from a family of 2 to 3 with Dylan. But it's so different now thinking about 3 to 4 because it's completing our family.
Yeah.
And Dylan has just like grown up so much in the last month. And she's being so cute. And it was it's like every night I think this could be the last night I put you down where you're an only child, you know? And like read to you and give you my full attention. So it's so happy, but it's also just this weird transition. Um and I know because we've talked about it, like our sisters are our best friends. It's the best thing we can give them. When we talked to Josie Leinart, she said, giving your child a sibling is the best gift. But it is just weird. And
Yeah,
I'm so excited, but it's like, you know, it's the end of an era.
totally. I love
Mhm.
that you said that. And,
Yeah.
your days really are coming to
It's like
a close
ours,
with
you
Dylan.
know?
Yeah, it's ours.
Hmm.
And I thought about that today when I was, with Kaya just like in her room thinking, gosh, she's so young and she's gonna have she's gonna have a sibling soon. And so yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Are
true. And
we
like, well, and I know you feel this too because they're so little. I'm like, she won't have any memories. Like, we have all these memories of our family as the three of us, but she won't have that, and that's weird too. It's just like, it's none of it is bad. It's all beautiful. And like, how blessed are we?
right?
But it has me like so in my feels. And I swear to God, last night or 2 nights ago, she was crying in her crib. She usually goes down so easy at night, like so easy. And she was just like crying. And I was like, Andrew, Andrew's like, I'm going to go get her and bring her down. Like maybe she's just not ready for bed. So she comes down. She snuggles with me. We're looking at a magazine together. She snuggles with Andrew. We had the lights dim and we were playing lullabies. And we play her this playlist that's like popular songs that are just instrumental.
Yeah.
And Coldplay's "Fix You," which is, like, will make
So
you feel
depressing.
anyway, is on, and she's like Andrew's like, "Are you ready to go to bed?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she, like, walks off, and the lighting is it looked like the, like, end of a movie, and I was like, "This is insane." And they get to the end of the hallway, and she hugs him, and he picks her up, and I was like, "This is" he came back downstairs, and I was bawling, like, inconsolable. So it's crazy. Anyway, I'm just going on a tangent, but
No,
that's what's on my heart is I've just been thinking, like, every single moment, I've been trying to be off my phone and just, like, really savor it because I'm so excited for what's to come, but I'm also, like, trying to really take in what's left of how
have.
it started, you know?
Yeah.
So, oh,
I love it. It's gonna be beautiful.
it is.
You
It's
guys are
just
gonna be a
so
family of
beautiful.
4. I'm so
Mhm.
excited for you.
Mm.
That being said,
Yes.
it's time
To
to
go do the damn thing.
to go do the damn thing, to go have
Yeah,
that baby.
it's
So
time.
you have to keep us posted. Obviously, I know you
I
will.
will. You know I will.
I'm just so excited for you and
Mm.
for your family, and what a beautiful time.
Mm, thanks, Katie.
You guys, for those listening, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we are going to have episodes every week. We'll just be doing the Tuesday episode, though, for a month or so as Hallie
He
prepares.
finished his crossword.
He finished his crossword. You heard the ding. Yeah, so just know that we're going to have less episodes. They're going to be fun episodes, though. We have like some quizzes. We have our husbands doing an episode with us, so stay tuned for that. And that being said, remember motherhood is a sisterhood, and please send Hallie all your love and well wishes.